Yep. And 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah. So now we know what's up.
There we are.
Now we have a conversation about the situation.
Indeed. Also,
exactly, Claudia, you're correct.
Noteworthy. I was just starting to watch in the background CJ the Champ, his video about I call him Mega Omni Man, but his name is Conquest from Invincible. If you watch Invincible, y'all, you should go check out CJ's channel. He's hilarious. And I can't tell what the stream has started here yet.
Yeah. We live. We be lives.
Okay. Yep. There we go. Sorry, my computer is extremely slow. But anyways, yeah. Hey, folks. How are you guys doing? Yeah, yo, they be killing me with the notification game, man. They really do. Thank you for coming in, Ruff. What's going on, Haymaker? You were just watching Daredevil's I haven't watched her reactions yet either, specifically because I haven't watched those yet.
All we gotta say is, "We built this city. We built this city.
Fisk can fix it."
Oh my god, the other leg was so oh, I was crying. That was so funny. The funnies.
Oh boy. Well, how's your week been?
Okay, everybody's back in the office. How many people? And I just want people to stay out of the office. Like, stay out of my office, stay out of my area. I ain't seen y'all in 5 years. Please don't come here and try to talk to me like I care. I sincerely don't care. I don't care.
Just send me an email, please.
Not even email. I don't want to talk to y'all. I ain't talked to y'all in 5 years. Like, please stay away. But it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I mean, parking is non-existent. We only have 4 spots in front of our building, and everybody else has to park in the parking lot across the street, right? And so the spots in the front are supposed to be for leads, employees who work second, third shift, for auditors who are temporarily in the building, like they come in and drop something off and they leave, and for visitors.
Did you move buildings?
No, we've been in the same building. It's just that we only have 4 spots in front, but because nobody was in the office, there wasn't a problem with those 4 slots. I park in the front because I have one good leg. Yeah, and I'm never parking in the big parking lot ever again. Ever again.
Yeah, that parking lot is ridiculous. I luckily never had to deal with it because I was on the bus.
Well, people need to stop parking in the other parking lot, and I was just looking like, because you ain't talking to me.
Right? Who is people?
You ain't talking to me.
First of all, who is people?
I don't know who you're talking about because you ain't talking to me, dog. I park up front, and I've been parking up here since I hurt myself. I hurt my foot. Well, first I hurt my knee, and then I broke my foot, and then I had surgery on my foot, and then I pulled my little butt muscle that the doctor said is re-injurable, so I need to be very careful. And that's all on my left leg. And I was like, I'm not playing with y'all. I'm parking right up front. Skirt.
Immediately. Hey, Mina.
Yeah. And they were like,
going on, Corinne.
Park in the parking lot.
Jordan.
So maybe you should mind your business. Maybe you should stay where you want.
Yeah.
Maybe you should go over there because I'm going to park where I want to park. And if you try to get me to move my car, I'm going to move my car to my house.
Right. Exactly.
Going home.
I would rather be working there anyway.
Why don't I have a French name?
Why doesn't Meeks have a French name? Meeks never changes her name.
I try. Listen, it depends. Like Game of Thrones, I might change my name, but I can't think of anything like cool or funny to put with Manic Meeks. Like
Manic Daredevil. I just
see.
Literally, you could do anything with it.
You can't. It don't make. It's not smooth. It doesn't roll off the tongue. Like it's not fun. You know what I'm saying?
Maniac the Meeks.
That used to be my old tag. I used to be Manic the Ripper. I used to be Manic the Ripper on PlayStation.
She's a maniac.
I just had to change it. But yeah, I never changed anything. It's just me, Mario. But yeah, other than that, my week is going great. I'm fine. My brother's birthday is this weekend. My birthday's in 2 weeks. I'm taking a whole effing week off. I finally get to start the stuff on my gaming channel. I do this every single time.
Life be lifing, man. Things come up. Speaking of life be lifing, what would you think about the start of this episode?
Listen, I'm sitting here.
I appreciate that. I feel like you should do that. Right.
I like that one. I'm just sitting here. I'm just sitting here waiting to make my point. Which is wholeheartedly fuck Armand. But continue.
Yeah, 100%. They put my girl in that fucking vat with rats, which you know that's not gonna kill her, but it's gonna be consistent pain that she has to deal with, and it's not like they wouldn't be able to take that pain, but there's so many of those bites and scratches coming in full force all at the same time. She's gonna feel it, and torturing her. She's just gonna regenerate as they're continuing to eat the regeneration. That's ew. Y'all are dirty as fuck. You were already gonna put them on trial for death. You didn't have to do all this extra shit. That was nasty and rude as fuck. And they got everybody is on the stage. Like for what they did with Antoinette, I'm not sure why they had her up there, but it is what it is. But it's basically charges. Actually, yeah, because it was charges of attempted murder and premeditated murder for Lestat and Antoinette. But they still had Antoinette up there completely glamored, and we saw what's his name, Francis had to put the glamour on her a few times on the stage there, which I didn't catch it before, but thinking about it now, I think stems from Claudia. That's that extra bit of strength that she has, and I'll talk about a little deeper on that later. A little bit goth was good. Oh, you missed the last ep. You'll very much enjoy it. This is going to be full spoilers though, so if you don't want to be spoiled, I would say duck out in like the next 40 minutes, because that's probably when we're going to get over to episode 8. And yeah, dramatic as hell, extra dramatic. I mean, and I get it, I'm a theater kid too, but come on, all of that was not necessary. And we only see that little bit, and we cut back to no, we don't cut back to the present just yet. They start going through all of the trials. After the torture thing, everybody's on the stage and they're risen up, jazzing up all of the audience, saying, hey, there's some really heinous shit that went down in our vampire world, and we want to let you in on the trial and tribulations that we have to see our own folk about. And what the main things that they use for this, besides Lestat running off at the mouth, is Claudia's diaries. Which just makes the shit even more egregious, because y'all can play that up as anything, and we see Lestat definitely played everything that happened up for whatever he could spin it on. All of a sudden now it's Louis that was calling him with no powers at all, getting into his head saying, come to me. How the fuck was he doing that as a human?
Child, this whole entire situation is trash. I have never been more angry in my entire life. I was livid. Livid
the whole time watching that shit.
Livid. Trash.
And yeah, once they start going through these diaries, it cuts back to Daniel in the present, and Armand is getting very upset because, as always, Daniel's adding in his little ad libs in between some of the scenes. Yeah, and we jump back here, and Daniel is saying again, like, oh, so you mean he sold you out to Lestat? That's what happened? And Armand just has this look on his face like, bitch, you just, what?
Like, shut the fuck up.
Can you shut the fuck up though?
No.
He's increasingly, and we know Daniel is a habitual line stepper, and we appreciate that about him. And he is constantly, for like I want to say like the last 2 episodes, real steadily, stronger and stronger, he's been jabbing Armand, kind of like Tony Stark trying to get Bruce to turn in Avengers 1.
Well, especially now that he knows, like, he remembers what happened in San Diego. San Diego? You remember what happened in San Francisco?
Was
in one of the sands.
I think it was San Francisco. Yeah, I think it was San Francisco.
He remembers what happened, so he's like, "You're not innocent in all of this." He said he thought that he thought that he was just like a bystander and somebody that came in after, but no, you're a part of all of this. You're a part of our history. Part of that. You're a part of what's going on, because every single time we talk about, or he dances around what happened with Claudia, Armand is like, "We don't need to talk about it. We don't need to talk about it. We don't need to talk about it. We don't need to talk about it. Like, why are you so quick to cut it off? Because you know if it makes you look away, and you don't like looking away."
Let me jump over to the chat here, see what everybody's saying. Trin says, yeah, making Claudia because she was a child. That's why Lestat said punish him as well. And to that regard, I will give Lestat a bit of due respect there. Because yes, he's coming in as he always does, as petty Lestat, in his feelings about his ex-boyfriend over here that he's still in love with. But once it gets up to the real nitty-gritty, he does pause and think about it. Like, I actually was out here doing the same shit. Like, I literally taught both of them everything I knew. So I feel like if you're trying to hold Claudia to the extent and Louis for turning Antoinette, then you kind of have to say that about me too. And what's his name? Fucking Francis is real quick to try to sweep that up under the rug before the crowd starts saying anything about it. And it just really speaks to the ridiculous shadiness. And there were a few times, especially once he goes into this monologue, that he's doing. Lestat does legit feel the gravity of the situation and how tied his emotions really still are to Louis.
To both of them, actually.
And also to Claudia. Yeah, also to Claudia. And there's a very key moment where that comes in. And I did make a note to mention it once we get there. I did like, though, in the middle of his monologue, he did stop because he heard somebody say something in the balcony. And he popped up there he looks up from the stage. Did you say something?
Say it again.
And everybody in the crowd is looking. Blink of an eye. He's up there in the balcony like, I thought I heard you say something about men loving men.
I thought I heard a bitch.
Yeah. And like Lestat does in proper Lestat fashion, I will give 10 points to Slytherin for this. Yeah, he read that man for filth. And I enjoyed every minute of it, because look, before you want to talk shit to me,
shut the fuck up,
motherfucker, okay? You're a fucking bullshit ass deserter. You don't even really deserve to have that fucking uniform on, because your ass was trying to hide when real men were out there putting their lives on the line and dying in the trenches.
It's very Black Dynamite. Shut the fuck up.
When right? Shh. Talk that bullshit to me again, like while I'm right here in your face. I dare you. Shh. And he shut the fuck up real quick.
He did.
Especially when he insinuated that he's basically a closeted homophobe that's hating on himself. Which, yeah. I think that was a fair assessment. Yeah. You over here sitting next to this man that you got a matching tattoo with. First of all, don't fucking try to talk to me about men loving men, bitch. And then he goes back down, and another blink of an eye, he poofs back to the stage and continues the monologue. And that little stop, though, is what triggers, I think, a bit of inner reflection. And you can see it on his face. He absolutely is caring about everything that's going down now. He thought that it was going to be shits and giggles, and yes, they deserve to die, but right there in the moment, when he goes, ooh, yeah, I did fuck some shit up. Like, yeah,
I mean, we're all flawed individuals.
Yeah, we're all flawed.
But when it boils down
we throw tantrums.
Family. Yeah, we're family. Like,
exactly.
We were together for centuries. Not centuries. We were together for decades. So I'm like, yeah. And
he does remember that. I mean, to his credit, again, I'll give points to Slytherin. He does remember that very truly in the end.
And while all this is going on, Armand is in the not always. Armand is in the
he's
the
in
audience. Like,
no, he's back. He's watching from side stage.
No, he's like, I can't do anything.
But and he's sitting there. He plays it like he was a prisoner. Right? Like they had a guard on him, sitting there, and he was just like, and I didn't catch that. I was fooled too. I didn't catch that once I forget what exactly line it was I said, but it was basically once Lestat started going off script and getting into his feels and spewing what his actual love for both of them was. And Francis turns and looks over at Armand, and Armand, he's still trying to keep the poor sad boy face. So they're basically winging it from there. And yeah, Armand gets on my nerves.
I'm just sitting on my
thing.
Get
on my nerves.
I feel like I need to mention it now.
Go ahead.
So that we can, because technically it's like something that happens that you start to realize between both episodes. But the fact that he is supreme
that is
garbage.
True.
He is supreme garbage. Armand is supreme garbage because, in my opinion, for these 2 episodes, you get to see him do the same thing he did to his first coven.
Yeah.
He had somebody else get rid of his first coven to give him the freedom. He didn't want to be the one to sever anything. He wanted to just go off and be with Louis. And in order to do that, he has
to take all of the obstacles out.
He had to give up everything and make it seem like he just couldn't control it. He lost everything. I think all this was a plan from the root of it. I think pretending that he's losing ground when all he wants to do is just give it up. And then sitting in the audience pretending like there's nothing else he could do. Like, oh my God, Lestat is here. He didn't know what they were playing behind his back. He planned all this with them. And he's a big bag of garbage. All because he was frustrated and irritated at the fact that Louis held Claudia higher than him. It's the same thing with Louis. It's the same thing.
It's so fucking wild.
It's so bizarre.
Right. Everybody is pressed about Claudia being there. Like, bruh, that's literally like his sister. Okay, when you get into a relationship and you get married, you can't just completely isolate your partner from their family and friends. That's called abuse. And why do you need to why do you find it so hard to share the love of him? You obviously think hey girl, what's up? He obviously thinks that these folks are fantastic. You love your partner. So why would you not want to be around their whole family? What is it in your brain that you're so insecure about that you have to just be the only focus, the only thing that he has to latch on to? Like, what the fuck is that?
I feel like he just learned it from Lestat, and that's the only way that he knew how to like express himself. But I'm just like, listen, at this point, what you're doing is trash. Setting all of this up
for that.
Having a public trial of vampire business for human eyes, even under the guise of a play, to put Claudia and her partner on trial.
Yep.
Is really dumb and selfish. And I really enjoyed seeing Lestat coming in there and being like full of theatrics, and then being like,
and then
that's my family.
Wait, hold on,
that's my family. That's my daughter. Like,
y'all actually trying to kill them?
I taught her everything she knows. The reason she is such a little killer is because we were out on the hunt.
Because like I did that. And actually that was the note that I thought about watching episode 8, but I think I can easily mention it here also. In all of this, how we're saying that, Lestat is actually quietly reflecting before he does have that small outburst and he goes off script. And I don't think that was playing at all. Those were real tears and real hurt and drama that he was going through and battling through. And during the rehearsal, they do show a clip of that. During the rehearsal, they're going through how they're gonna take Claudia down. And he's looking at them. You motherfuckers have no idea how strong she is. And I think he already had that feeling, but it was brought tenfold the way Claudia went out in the game. And that was just so magnificent for me.
Begging, no pleading, no crying.
Yeah. She stood there with her head held high, laughing a little bit, singing that bullshit ass song that they made her sing. And she lasts even longer than Antoinette, which is to be expected. She's older, so she's more powerful. She's more strong than Antoinette. And with those last few seconds, she continues to sing, still standing upright, even though her love has already turned to ashes in her arms, and she's looking at her dad. This, you happy now? Are you? And no, you can tell by the look on his face, the look in his eyes. He did not want that.
He is so proud of her.
As much as he always bucked against her, that was his fucking daughter. And he recognizes every bit of lessons that he gave her. Whether he meant to give those lessons on purpose or not, she understood the assignments. And she has always stood on business.
I was so upset. I was like,
so pissed off.
I know what's sad. The sad part is that if you are a fan of the movie and you're a fan of the books, you know this is going to happen. And I was like, I know this is going to happen, and I know that my feelings are about to be hurt. I underestimated how much I would actually care for this particular actress, because after the switch, I'm like, okay, well, I did like Bailey before, but I get used to her. I like her acting. She pulled it off. I was completely involved. The best. Like the way she's able my favorite, Claudia. Defiance, sadness, and fear, and the way Lestat looked at her, and he was like, "I'm proud of you for still talking your shit to the end."
To the end,
he was just so sad. He didn't expect to feel anything, and he was just like shook it by how sad he was, by how hurt he felt, and
by knowing what he did to her, that he helped orchestrate this shit.
And Armand's bitch ass is in the audience.
Fucking Armand.
I hate him. I fucking hate Armand. I fucking hate Armand. I hate him.
It says Lestat is an asshole. Yeah, there's no excuse to what he's done, but deep down inside, he loves Louis and Claudia, especially Claudia.
As much as he tries to fight that, like, sir.
He appreciates everything about how she rolls because she is him. He recognizes that kindred spirit. Yeah, there are rules, but he's gonna go do what the fuck he want to do. Yeah, there are rules, but Claudia gonna go off and do what the fuck she wanted to.
Yeah, because even after Madeline had died, and then after Claudia had died, they were trying to figure out what to do with Louis, and they wanted the audience wanted Louis to have the exact same death as them, death by sunlight. But that shit stopped. Because the audience was like, I was like, I was like, is Armand getting a backbone? Is Armand stopping this? Are you finally getting a backbone? Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah. And there is one thing though, just a little bit before that, is what they did with Antoinette, and I know it was scripted, but
No, Madeline?
Is it Madeline? Why the hell did I call her Antoinette?
Girl, I'm like, who's Antoinette?
Sorry, my bad. I don't know why I thought her name was Antoinette. That's what I have in my notes.
Antoinette is the other chick.
Oh yeah, the other side bitch. Damn.
Antoinette. That bitch dead. She has
okay. And you know what? And look, I will take 10 points from Gryffindor on that. That's simple, because Antoinette could never. No, she's no Madeline. My bad. Hey, Jackie. Fandom D Saints, what's going on, my brother? Y'all come over to DJ's channel, DJ Wun Wun, tomorrow. Me, Fandom, and him. We'll be talking about something. We just wrapped Invincible. I don't know what the next show is yet, but I'm sure we got something in the works.
Talking.
Indeed. But yeah, they work into this to the script, and I'm glad they thought about it, because she really is blameless in this whole thing. She's a fledgling, a baby infant, if you will. So they give her the choice to, well, you didn't really do shit, so if you want to join the coven, you can. No. And I love this character from the beginning because of her interactions with Claudia, and her final scenes here also just cemented, yes, you a real one, bitch, and that is exactly why Claudia picked you. She says, my coven is Claudia. Exactly. If she ain't gonna be here, then I'm not gonna be here either. And why would y'all even expect her to stay there?
Because I don't get it either, because especially how she was as a human, as a regular human. She stayed in there.
She was already a rebel.
Symbols on there, doing all this other stuff, constantly destroying her shop, constantly coming in here, giving her issues and problems. And she stayed there.
And she still stayed there. Yeah, absolutely not. And it's so key. And when the camera pans over for a couple of seconds and it shows Claudia's face to see her initial reaction, and it's the exact look that I thought would be there, because finally there is someone that is choosing her first. She could have went off and lived and become a part of the troop, but no, that's my boo. Like we said last time, you know, when Louis was giving her the interview, you know, well, is this like a romantic thing? Claudia said no, and Madeline said not yet.
Madeline,
so it was the vibe was already there.
You're right, Callie.
And the whole thing was problematic. You correct, but
thinking that
she made the right choice.
She's thinking she's gonna flip and be like, "Well, I need to save myself." No, baby, we go down with the shop here.
Nope, we're going real one. Absolutely not.
Going down with the shop. Thank you so very much.
Indeed. And I very much loved how they played that scene, because she literally went up there and just flipped them off like, fuck y'all. You think I give a fuck about what y'all think? No, not at all. Let me go back here and stand by my boo. And Claudia, again, the whole time that they're going through this shit, Claudia is interrupting and trying to give context. And the only way that they can suppress that is to jump into her brain and make so much noise, basically, to distract her so much that it hurts, that she has to stop and properly concentrate, so they'll let go. And they were also what's his name, fucking Francis, he was also glamoring Madeline the whole time. And I say that it speaks to a testament to Claudia's strength earlier, because she's bucking against the system.
Yeah, like every single time.
Think about how strong they are. Yeah, and she's still pushing back against that as a fledgling. That says something. So yeah, I was very, very sad to see her and Claudia go, but yeah, they went out like some G's. You know, Queen Latifah set it off style. So kudos to them.
Listen, very much so. And I was just like, And then after that, Lestat was pretty much like, I'm not even here anymore. He was gone. Mentally, he was gone. He was like, I just listened to her scream and cry. And he was just like, I wanted this, but he didn't think
but not
about
really.
what it would do to him seeing this. Like seeing it. That shit broke him. That's broke trauma. Him in a way. He was not ready to be assaulted with all these emotions and feelings, because he thought that he didn't care about her.
He thought he was cold.
All you do is lie to yourself. That's all you do every single day of your life. All you do is to lie to yourself. Sir, you lie. So now he's just like, okay,
all right, you know what? I've come in. The dirt has been done.
Exactly.
I'm mad that I had a part in this the way it played out, but
I gotta leave.
I'm just going to shuffle off.
I gotta leave. And Armand had saved. Come on, she did. Armand had saved.
Yes, she did.
Louis, and they were like, well, since the whole entire audience doesn't want to kill him, like they planned on killing him, and the whole entire audience was like, no, let him live. They put him in a one of the little.
In the crypt. They put him in the crypt. But was the morgue free zone, basically. Yeah. So and they didn't even give him no space to move. They piled rocks on top. I'm honestly surprised they didn't go like full Emotep and put some rats or scallops or something in the damn coffin with him. That's what I thought was going to happen,
because he can eat those. They wanted him to starve.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, he can eat those, so they wanted him to starve. So they filled it with rocks. We'll put him in there, fill it with rocks,
so he can't move. And they nothing.
Closed that bitch right up, and they sealed it. And that's where he was supposed to stay until he starved to death.
And they purposely made Armand actually have to go down there and take care of some of the other newly made ghouls, fledgling whatevers, spoon feeding them, because Louis is pissed off and he is screaming his head off in lockup. And it's interesting to think, as he should. And the story does move on from there, but it goes into the next episode. So before we do that, what are you rating this episode?
10. 10. I don't know what.
10s across the board.
I don't know what we're rating. What's the rating?
I don't know, guys. Toss something out. What's our ratings? I want to be petty and say ashes.
We can,
but I don't know. So chat room, y'all got a better measurement for this one? 2 snaps, a kiss, and a twist. Fire. I mean, well, technically, it wasn't fire. It was daylight.
Let's do coffins or
coffins. Yes, I'm with that. Okay. Yeah.
10 coffins out of 10 coffins with 10 coffins.
Agreed.
On 10.
Agreed.
This episode was amazing. It was well written. It was well acted.
Everybody was on point.
Literally. And the fact that we now have Lestat and Louis in the same place with Armand, and history is about to be history. And like, it was good. It was a good watch. It was a good watch. It was hard. I cried. It was ugly. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. It was ugly for me. It was like
I knew it was coming, but ugly. I still was not ready. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like this is the best episode of the season, like of the series. It's so good.
Of the series so far. Yeah.
Yeah. So 10 for me. 10.
Indeed. Yeah. And I second all of that. So yeah, now we're in the finale.
Trash.
And Louis is escaping with the help of Armand, of course. And I think they said he had Armand had put like some of his blood in there on top of the rocks, because by this point Louis is basically in like the human equivalent of passing out and just like not being able to move or scream anymore. And we found out later, honestly, that he didn't even know he was yelling and screaming at that point in time. He just that was all happening as like a very surreal experience, out of body experience for him. And hold on, pop manifestations. Hello, manifestations. Yes, we agree with that. 10. Welcome.
Trash.
Indeed, yes, and everybody's tossing out 10 coffins. Absolutely.
Like trash. Like I don't even understand how upset I was going into episode 8, and then all the revelations that we had in this episode solidified the fact that this man is garbage. How much of a cowardly piece of shit Armand is. Coward.
Here, my feelings on that, and if you've watched not even House of Dragon, but if you watched any of like my Game of Thrones discussions with the ladies back in the day,
did she say she come in? Was she coming to?
Yes, indeed. I'm looking. I got the backstage open. I will see when you appear, madam. I think I dislike Armand more than Catelyn Tully. And yes, I said Tully.
I hate him.
This motherfucker right here, Armand.
I hate it.
Dumpster fire trash. I feel like is too good a description for him.
I hate a big bitch.
Like, nah, I want to fully grab my battle axe, and yes, I do have a battle axe, and jump in the screen and decapitate him myself. Because you shady, shiesty ass bitch. How very fucking dare you? And why are we so upset with Armand? I mean, we already seen all the reasons, but even bigger is coming. So once Louis gets out that coffin and looks up, he figures out where he is. He's in the thralls of hunger. He slurps on the bloody rocks that were left in the coffin. He makes his way out the sewer, and immediately, and this is old school Louis. This is New Orleans, owner of the brothels, running the strip Louis. Immediately on business, like, oh, you motherfuckers thought you could do that shit to me?
Yeah.
To my baby? My little baby niece, sister, daughter? What? Nah, let me let you know who the fuck I am right now.
Let me sprinkle a little hot fire. Sprinkle.
Fire.
Pow. Knock it down. Because you deserve
Louis came out with the vengeance. He did not miss a beat.
Yeah, with that
sight. Immediately into planning, like, okay, he's on there, carving on the cobblestones, and I believe it's in that first place where we saw him. Well, not where we saw him meet Armand, but where we got those first glimpses of Armand in that like ruined structure, wherever it was. That's where it looked like he was, and he's planning out how he's going to like get backstage and mess with all of like the workings and the pillars and stuff, holding stuff up. He's going, and I don't know who the dude with him was, but he looked kind of beat up to me. I was questioning whether he's actually there or whether Louis is hallucinating him.
Oh, that guy
in
that
his mind.
ate, I think.
Yeah, because he looked like he was undead a little bit, and then the next thing we know, Louis yelling at something, but the dude is laying there dead, passed out.
Come on. Listen,
so I don't know.
John, you're correct.
See, right here.
That's funny.
I'm mad at him because he's so nonchalant about Claudia's death. Exactly, and the nerve of him telling Louis to get over it.
She's done already. It's good.
Excuse you? What the fuck you mean get over it?
It's fine. That's what I was like. Yes, exactly. Correct.
Yes, and shout out to Chappelle Show.
Yes.
If you don't understand that reference, yeah, we're not gonna explain it. Go watch Chappelle Show.
Exactly. So I'm like, because I was confused because I felt like there were more people in there, but I couldn't tell if they were actually there
were bodies. Yeah, because I don't think any of them were alive. I really think that Louis was
all of them were
that dude
in his face, in his mind. All of them were alive.
Yeah, that's what it was. But yeah, when that camera panned out, I was like, wait a minute, hold on, Louis.
I was like, is you real or wrong?
Right. Yeah, I don't think they were. I don't think they were real. He was hot. He was hella in his psychosis. And not only that, but he's also got Armand in his brain that's trying to urge him to leave. Mm-hmm. And Louis is like, you know what? I hear you, but I have shit to do first. Exactly. So I'm gonna need you to shut the fuck up. Stay over there.
Thank you so much.
And let me do my thing.
I gotta recover my mind. Let me try to make some sense of myself first, because I was locked in that.
Like he goes into full Kevin McAllister mode and starts plotting
immediately. Like, this is what we're gonna get this
like right Louis' edition of Home Alone.
Smash. And
all I need to do. Yep. Change that ball bearing right there. Chip off just a little bit off the end of that right there. Make sure the levels is tweaked just this much to the right. 20 degrees to the left.
I'm like, is you talking to that dead? Is that you talking to that dead man? Is you talking to that dead man? Is you talking to that make believe alive man? Sorry.
And he do not, and he don't care. He tells the ghost imaginary person to shut up. He tells Armand to shut the fuck up. I think for a hot second I may have heard Lestat. I could be mistaken.
No, I think listen, the way this
I think he and I can't tell whether if we did hear him, whether it was just Louis in the thralls of his madness, or if he was actually there, because either one of those things could be possible.
Because he got to get hit.
So it's
together. And he got to shit together immediately. He went over there and he cut these motherfuckers the fuck up, as he should.
Cut them down. And that again is the fucking arrogance of y'all. You don't know how fucking strong Claudia is, and also y'all really underestimated Louis.
That's because
if you thought he
didn't want to be involved,
he was gonna let this shit pass. Trash. See, and that's the problem. And that was the problem, because they don't know New Orleans Louis. All they know is Louis of these past few years that's been here. New Orleans Louis, that motherfucker.
All I can hear is
he is busting motherfucker in the head.
All I can hear is Missy Elliott. You don't know who you're messing with. That's all I can hear. Both of us leave like a door bit. I'm gonna teach you not to touch my shit. That's all I hear.
Come on with it. Come on.
That's all I hear. Like you learned today, and
dude,
they did.
That was on her first album, wasn't it?
Yes,
it was either her first or second album, but that first one, that first Missy, whoo, that shit was fire.
Yeah, like what I told you what I had said, and good, because only out of everybody who was left at the theater, only Sam. There was only 4 that got out. That got away. And
also, just real quick, the arrogance of these assholes. They don't even have guards set up. Like, you motherfuckers were really just all going to sleep at night in your coffins. You didn't even have no freaking hellhounds. Like, did y'all not see the Lost Boys? Did they not teach you have to have protection while you're asleep?
And I think what really irritated him the most is when he went in there and he saw what they did to Claudia's dressing, like her dressing
to the dressing room, and then what we heard they did with the ashes later. Look, Francis.
Okay,
Francis.
I like how you call him Francis. That's not his name.
That's what that's what Louis said. No, he said what is it, Santiago? That was that and there was that line in there. Louis said, no, that's the Spanish name that you took on. I'm speaking to the real you, and his name is Francis. That's why he kept calling him Francis.
I'm like, Francis. I'm like,
yeah. I didn't make that one up this time, y'all.
Girl, they definitely
his actual name is Francis.
Child, I'm like, you mean Santiago? I'm gonna go with it.
Yes, they are the same person.
Oh my gosh.
They are the same person. From no, what's
New Orleans?
No. Oh, where? See, I don't know what that accent sounds like.
As the Northerners say, New Orleans.
Okay. I don't know what the comparison is, so I'll take your word for it. Lou was like, "Don't let this pretty face fool you." Right.
Correct. He definitely pulled out his government name. Like, your mama name and Clay. I'm going to Clay.
Right. Yo, you know what? That's a movie that we need to review. Coming to America never gets old. Part 2 was all right, but part 1, no, that's a fucking.
I don't
classic.
care about part 2s because they can't, like, if the part 2 was completely different,
it wasn't as good.
They literally did the same thing.
I'm
good. I'm next. Y'all got to be better with y'all part 2s.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Right.
Name.
Yep. Like me said, his mama called him Clay. I'ma call him Clay.
Exactly.
Grey Worm always gets revenge. You know what? That tracks. In everything that I have seen Jacob Anderson in, if some wrong is done to his character, he gets to get back in the end.
Yeah, so
100%.
Lady D in the back, is she coming?
No, I haven't seen. No, yeah, I've been looking. I see nothing. B, we are waiting for you, good lady. We say, part 2 made me sad because I saw it after Jan. Yeah. R.I.P. to that legend, man. King Joffrey Joffre, the best, one of the best in the game.
Yeah, but I think after pretty much the revenge, they go back and he has a conversation with Lestat, with Armand.
He goes and finds Lestat, he asks Armand where Lestat is and if he's still in Paris, and he says and Lou is like, all right, come on, we need to go. And Armand, again, because he's insecure, jealous Armand, and he wants Louis to be staying focused on him, and Louis does not give him any, you gets no quarter today, sir. No, where is he? Okay, we're going over there. And they go, and this is what we were talking about when we said he was absolutely traumatized after seeing Claudia burn like that. He's back at the place, the ruins of the house where he was turned from. What is dude's name?
Magnus?
Not is it Magnus?
I think it's Magnus.
I think it is Magnus. Yeah, they're back at in the dungeon part of his home, as it were, because there were chains hanging on the wall, and it broke him that much that he had to reset and go back to the beginning to try to find some clarity. And if that is not a most powerful thing to say, I don't know what is.
Beginning.
Hey, Lenore, no need to be sorry. You were right on time. We're glad you could make it.
Yeah. So he was just like, this is where I was. And Louis was like, I should have stayed there. You thought I was going to be sympathetic to you? Fuck no. You should have stayed there like a bitch.
You're correct, John.
He really thought
yes, you know what, Miss Boots? I always confuse it with Marius too, because in Queen of the Damned, Marius is we got a very specific storyline for him. So I confused the two also.
I can't. Louis didn't care. Like,
Louis had no fucks to give. He went there, burned everything.
Crisis. He was like, I don't fuck.
Supposedly, and this is how we know again how well these two petty asshole lovebirds know each other. And Lestat is talking all types of shit, and Louis is just so nonchalant about everything he says. Good. And not paying attention, and he hits him with that final line, like, you know what? This is your death. And he goes over and he very passionately kisses Armand. And you could tell the look on his face, on Lestat's face. This brought us all the way back to when they were at the brothel, and he had a whole bitch sitting in his lap, kissing on his neck, and he sees Louis talking to one of his homies, his special homie from back in the day, and he immediately damn near shoves her off his lap and clocks that shit like, what the fuck? Who the fuck is that? Louis, where the fuck you go? Hey!
But this is also like, in this instance, listening
he can't
to the
stand
conversation. That. Well, here, listen to the conversation. He's like, so you think what happened? He was like, yeah, and Armand was the one who saved me from those people. He kept them from killing me.
Yeah.
Like,
that comes up. That comes up a little bit later. Also, in more detail. Lestat's like, huh? I was like, okay,
is that what you? Oh, okay,
all right.
Armand did that. Huh. I was like,
I'm gonna let that go ahead and simmer.
I was like, I know it. Oh my God. He was like, okay, so that's what you, okay, all right, well, yeah. I mean, is that what you think? Is that what you believe? That makes you feel good at night.
Then you know what? I'm gonna let you. I have wronged both of us with this fuck shittery I let them talk me into. You got that, boss? I will trouble you no more.
Because I mean, if he didn't bring it up, it would have he would have still been like, please don't, please. But that came up, he went and
stopped immediately. Yep. Yep. Oh, okay. That's how it is. All right.
What you think?
Oh man, and it is noteworthy here that Louis in his rage, and it's I find it interesting because a lot of times if you're any Marvel or DC fan, when it comes to mutants / metahumans and whatnots, they have something very dramatic that's triggered within them, and that kickstarts and activates that mutant X gene. And Louis just had some very, very heinous traumatic shit happen to him. And one of the results of that, not just his punishment, but after the fact now, we see he's also a firebender now. He's got the flames that he can conjure in his hand, which it seems Armand can do the same thing. He may have learned it from him, but I don't think the way vampires have skills like that, I don't think it's something that you can be trained to do. You have to have the affinity for it already. And then you can try to do it. So Louis has the blood of Lestat in him. And if you know Lestat's bloodline as far as vampires go, and he does actually mention it here, that means he also has the blood of Akasha in his veins. And Akasha was that bitch, if y'all don't know. R.I.P. Aaliyah.
But yeah, so and then just when he said that, I knew. Like every single time I think this man can't get any more dirty and trash ass, it gets worse. It gets worse. It gets worse. It gets worse. So now, immediately when he said that, I was like, oh, okay. So Armand did not save him. That was the stat, and Armand is taking credit for it. Okay, trash.
And that happens actually shortly after this scene, because we cut back to the present and where Daniel's talking about it, and he goes through. They finish up for the book. This is where Paris ended, and they're telling this, just what they did to leave before they left the city. And Daniel actually does recognize the touching moment that could be, because it's one of the few times we see him listening, and he smiles like, "Aw."
He's like, "Oh my God,
that is cute." But then he's like, "But let me. I got a report. Somebody sent the memo.
Hold on.
I had a few follow-up questions, if you don't mind." Please and thanks.
Yeah, I got a few follow-up wrapping ending
just
questions.
A few. So you said 4 of them got away. Sam, I think was the name, because he got the 2 girls. They were on the motorcycles. He got Francis, because for Francis, in all of his arrogance, was trying to talk shit the whole time. It wasn't even fucking Lestat that did it. No, that shit was me, bruh. I'm the one that hemmed you up. And meanwhile, Louis, which I think was freaking brilliant, he turns everything around. All that false shit that they said where it was Louis calling to Lestat, he starts doing that. He said, "Come to me, Francis. Come to me. He literally is rolling around like Deadpool. Francis,
the government
come to me.
Every single time.
And he riles Francis up so much that he thinks he has the drop on him. He jumps out the sewer and swoop faster than you can blink off with his fucking head, and he deserved it.
Good, as he should.
As he should. And he straight looked at him with the banger ass last line. Talk that shit about Claudia to my face. Say something else. Oh no, you can't, because your fucking head is gone. Now you're dead.
And Daniel is like into the follow-up question. So you got the 4 people that escaped. You got 3 of the 4. What happened to the other
What
one?
happened to Sam?
He was like, I don't.
It's like, I honestly don't know, but time heals all things. Yeah, I moved on. It's been like 70 something odd years. Yeah. I didn't feel the need to go check up on him.
Yeah. And he was like, oh,
well, and he's like, well, you know what? I actually got something that Sam had sent to some of my homies.
Like,
so, hey, when it came to that glamour that Lestat had did, like at the house when he had all them army boys over, like how many did you say it was that he had to glamour out the door?
And it was like,
it was like, maybe like 15, 20, 30 or so was in there. And to do that, it took a lot of Lestat's strength. But let's remember, this was many moons ago. Yeah. So Lestat's even stronger now. So he's going on with, again, the way Daniel plays this really is just very masterful work. And he leads Louis to the conclusion that, did you ever stop to think that there were more people in the room besides Armand that could control the crowd?
He was like,
to have you banished? And immediately Louis is like, yo, what the fuck? And he says here, and we see Armand. Armand has been panicking quietly for the past 5 minutes,
like
sitting there staring Daniel down, like, "Yo, shut the fuck up! This is not what the fuck we agreed upon. What is you doing? Shut up!" And Daniel, not paying attention to any of that shit at all, he says, "Here is the proof. Your boy Sam." He was actually a Black Ops agent working with the Talamaster. So even though he was a vampire, he was a double agent. He was on the inside. He fed them all of this information, and they just sent it to me. And your whole 76 fucking years were predicated on a damn lie.
He's like,
he was not right. He wasn't watching shit. Look at the notes on the side of the damn script in his handwriting.
So he
didn't save you. Huh. You were supposed to die. He wanted to watch you burn.
Not even that. Like, he set you up the entire time, pretending that he had the power. Time. He couldn't do it. Oh my gosh, he couldn't save you when he was the one orchestrating it. Just to have the beginning.
And when they show these flashbacks, this is the point where we see. Oh no. Oh, well, if you can jump in even for like 5 minutes to give your 2 cents, we would welcome that. We be missing the professor around here, okay? I told you people be asking about you.
Listen, the way I was,
but yeah, they showed that when Lestat was over there talking, like, hey, y'all thinking of doing all this, y'all talking about this shit like it's just fucking trivial, like it's a ride around the block. Claudia ain't gonna fall for some shit that easy. And and Claudia proved him right, because she kept jumping out of their hold. She kept breaking, like, Wheel of Time fans, when they had Logain trapped in the weave so he couldn't use it. That's basically what they were doing to Claudia. And she was dispelling that shit. Every now and then they had to double it back, and they had to do the same thing with Antoinette, damn it. Madeline. Sorry. They had to do the same thing with Madeline because she was so tied to Claudia and Louis, and those are powers that came from the two of them. So I love that they blended all of that.
They have this whole conversation. He's realizing that Armand is not his savior. Armand
playing him the whole
mastermind.
time.
He did all of this just to get his hands on him, just so he can look like he saved him. And you guys are meant to be together. We're together forever. We're partners. We're gonna be like we're together. I want you to choose me, choose us. He did all of that just to get chosen. And now, freaking Louis had to sit in it because he was like, "Wait a minute, I already blamed you. I already blamed you for Claudia's death because you you didn't do enough to stop. And come to find out, not only were you not trying to stop it, you were doing it purposely to get rid of her.
Made the fucking plan.
You killed her just to get rid of her because of how much I care about her. The way Louis was like,
bitch, he immediately went to battle. And I get that Armand is older. He is technically stronger. That's just how vampire strength works. But here in this moment, Louis fucks him up in the blink of an eye because just a second goes by and we see the camera switch and Armand is sitting there bleeding. I'm about to go for a little walk.
The way I was like, Daniel,
the time I get back, you need to be gone.
I was like, Daniel, go. Grab your purse. Grab your keys. Leave.
Right, go full Helena Targaryen. Okay, grab the baby, grab those last few things, and just exit stage left.
I need you to tuck your skirt in your bra because you gotta run, baby.
Right.
You gotta
high knees, bitch. We got a long way to go.
It was coming. Coben was definitely coming. They were fighting, and then they got into like the fight of it all. And Louis was like, "You need to hurry and get the fuck up out of here." And he came back in here like, I said, you need to hurry and get the fuck out of here. Like, get the fuck out of here. Rashid, he was like, I'm going. My nigga was out.
Yeah. Rashid did not interfere at all. He saw the shit coming and he tiptoed out the door.
He was like, smells like danger.
and kudos where kudos are due, because I know he's just a small side character, but Rashid, he is on point in every little small scene he is in. He serves
a little bit. Listen,
and I love that. I really do.
I was so mad at Daniel. I was like, Daniel, you have no self-preservation. Why are you sitting in the next room? Get the fuck up out of there.
Because but I don't think he felt like he was in danger.
Yes, he was, because Louis was like, get the fuck out.
Did he say that to he say that to Daniel? I thought he said that just to Armand.
No, he told Louis, he told Daniel to get the fuck out of here when they started fighting. When they started fighting and throwing each other through walls, he was like, you need to get the fuck out of here now. And Rashid was like,
yeah. Right. Okay,
it's time to go.
You're right.
It's time to go.
About that part.
Rashid was gone, and then he was like, well, I'm just gonna. And he came through the wall, and Louis was like, nigga, you still here? Get out.
Didn't I tell you to leave, little grasshopper?
And then we cut to like a different scene.
Kick the heels off and run.
And then we cut to a different scene, and he's like being interviewed or something like that. And I'm like,
yeah. See, you know what? That part right there, I was so happy when I saw Daniel with the immediate clap back, because he basically served him a Uno reverse and said, "Oh, you asshole, tried to bring, you ain't even fucking mentioned what the book was about, first of all, and you brought me on here thinking that you could be clout chasing off of some nonsense."
You see Corinne's note? I forgot even the people on the computer were like, get the hell out.
The agents, he was typing to them that whole time, right? And that one moment when he paused, the guy came back like, hey, what you doing?
Get out now.
And Daniel was like, you know what? Nah. I need to see what happens for the B-roll.
I'm closing my laptop and I'm grabbing what I have on me and I'm leaving.
Oh man.
No! Oh my gosh. My goodness.
It's a kicker.
My goodness.
So yeah, we have Louis. He basically, gets the revenge that he absolutely was owed. And I'm glad he took him out. He did it in proper freaking fashion. You dumbasses were all asleep at the same time with no guards in your coffins. And you had the nerve to desecrate the mirror vanity where Claudia sat. Then the asshole, even more so, fucking Francis, said, do you know what we did with her ashes? We put them in all of our makeups, the eyeshadow, the lipstick. I used to spit on it when I was jerking off, and I was like, bruh.
That's why he did.
Nobody needed to know that.
That's why he did.
Nasty ass.
That is why he's dead. And so I think after the big fight with Armand, we cut to something different. Like Louis left. Louis left and was like,
Yep.
I didn't know where to go. So he went back to New Orleans.
He immediately goes to find Lestat. Mm-hmm.
Like in the middle of a hurricane, the guy was like, listen, I know you want to check in, but it's hurricanado outside. It's a hurricanado right out the door. So I can't guarantee you. You know what I'm saying? I can't, your safety. And he was like, I'm cool. Okay, well, I'm going to go home.
Right. Right.
I'm leaving. And so he gets there and he's just, I don't know what draws him back to their old place. Cause that's where he was, right? He was back in their old.
Yeah, he was back in their old place and living in squalor in that place. And I don't know if you guys know anything about New Orleans. Like I myself have never visited there, but what I do know is a lot of those old homes, especially if they're in the French Quarter, where I believe is where Louis was doing the bulk of his stuff, they don't get run down like that. But Lestat is looking like he has been living in squalor for the past couple decades. That's very strange to me.
I think it was just punishment.
I think it's inflicted. Yeah, his self-inflicted punishment. Yeah, he didn't feel like he deserved to live that good life no more. Yeah, I agree.
And this, like, I hated that he made me feel like I could cry for him. I don't want to cry for Lestat.
No, he wasn't homeless. He had a spot. He even had a little errand boy that was on there who was probably another random street kid that he just took a liking to. Yeah, and as soon as Louis pops up again, he slips into classic Lestat. Okay, bitch, you gotta go. My boo is here. I don't need you around, harsh and Armello.
Like, yeah, I'm playing this piano on this cardboard that I drew, but I need you to forget. Don't ever test me.
In the middle of a hurricane, and dude is like, "Where the fuck you expect me to go?
Get out.
What?
Get out. Figure it out.
He's so rude.
Not here. You can't be here." And just listening to the conversation that they were having, just listening to the fact that the reason Lestat is punishing himself is because he was like, I did not realize that while the trial was going on, how much I cared for her, how much she was a part of me and she was a part of our family. Like we were a family. I didn't realize that. And I helped to have her killed. And he was like, I made a mistake.
Not only that, but he helped to have her killed with her chosen mate. Her chosen mate that also chose her at every turn.
She found someone who saw her, and
that was her singer, basically. And that's Twilight reference. I know some of y'all get it. I won't explain because it takes too much. But yeah, that was basically her singer, just the exact same way as Louis is for Lestat. And he recognizes that, yeah, she had that great love that I had and let get away, and I tore up her great love in return.
The thing that stuck out to me the most was like, I just can't get the sound of her screaming out of my head, as you should.
And that, and the look in her eyes as she died. He tells him specifically, she looked at me for all of those moments right before she died, and it felt like it was a daughter looking to her father for help, for recognition, for any type of acknowledgement, something positive to assist her from her dad. And it was too late for him to do anything. And if he had time, he would have done anything to stop that. And that's why he had that sad look on his face in the last episode. He fully recognized everything that he said he was looking for, he actually had. He just couldn't see the forest for the trees in the moment.
I was like, wow.
Which is so tragic.
And then just to sit there and listen to Louis be like, okay, yes, you're right. You fucked up big time. However, why didn't you tell me you tried to say
it was you?
That it was you. Why did you let me believe it was him? And he was like, because I didn't deserve it.
And he said, I knew you would figure it out eventually, but Louis didn't figure it out. Daniel did.
That's because
Armand you would have been sitting there waiting in vain.
Like if he didn't figure out that Armand had fucked up his memory in San Francisco, it would never been a thing. He would have never figured it out.
Yeah. Were it not for Daniel being in there, they wouldn't have known.
Because after that initial betrayal, he was like, I can't trust his version of events now because it's false, and
because he did some shit.
Because I know he did some shit.
And Eleanor says, it makes you wonder if Francis was lusting after Claudia the whole time. I got that vibe from the beginning.
Yucky.
I think he absolutely wanted her to be his, because while everybody was being mean to her,
he was being nice to her.
In the training days, he was the one being nice to her, actually, taking her under his wing and helping to train, and and make her be a better performer. So yeah, I caught that just too. I agree with that. And Sam said Lestat was living poorly, but his clothes were designer. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could be a poor rich person. That's not a new concept at all. Yeah, the robe was the only old thing he was wearing. I mean, but he was also living in squalor, though. Yes, that the house is technically still a mansion because of its size, but you looked around, it didn't even look like he had electricity running through there. And he said he had his new boy toy that we saw because he's a good rat catcher. So like Louis, he's not even like Louis was in the beginning. He's not even feeding on humans anymore. Maybe his little boy toy, he might indulge maybe like once or twice a month or so, but he's into the rats basically because he feels like that should be his penance.
Yeah, Lenore, you're right. You're absolutely right. Lestat was
Eleanor says here, Lestat was more of a father to Claudia than Louis. Agreed. Lestat tried to give her life experiences like driving, and she just rejected. Yeah, she rejected the discipline. And you know what? I think Lestat always took that in stride because he recognized that streak.
He was like, okay,
I mean, yes, Claudia was gonna be maybe a little bit of a menace anyway by human standards, because when you're turned into a vampire, you don't just randomly take on traits. It takes what you already are and amplifies it. So she was always going to be a rebel. Now she's just a rebel with extracurricular shit, right? And you turned her when she was 14. That's usually when I mean, and kids can start puberty as early as like 8 or 9, but in those preteen years,
that's the punching out stage. When you look at the kid, you're like, I'm gonna punch in your mouth.
Like, you're no longer the cute little toddler. I could just maybe smack your hand once and say, hey, don't do that. No, now you pop off at the mouth at 14 or 15. I will not hesitate to grab the belt. I'm only going to talk to you once.
Like,
if I got to say it again, you make me repeat myself. No, we have a problem.
Like, why do we have a rational, and like, why do you want a reason? The reason is don't do it.
Because I said so.
Bitch, the reason is don't do that. And then you do it anyway, and shit fucks up. And now you, what did I fucking say?
No, now you gotta deal with that. Oh, you gotta be suspended because you didn't want to listen to what I was telling you? Okay, well, I
told you this was going to happen. Like, I told you this is exactly verbatim what's going to happen, and you did it anyways. And this is exactly what happened. Like, what the fuck you want me to do? We are where we are. You gotta take that L. That's what you want me to do. So that's where she was. Like, she's in the throes of all of this, and he's like roll off his back, and he's like, meh. But I'm just like, the fact that he knew that the information was misconstrued and he just let it slide, because I'm like, he was like, he'll figure it out eventually and he'll come back to me and we'll be together. And he was like, yo, I didn't figure this shit out. Like, he was fucking with my mind. He was fucking with my emotions. Like, I didn't figure none of this out until somebody else came in and pointed it out. And brought the proof of the pudding. Like, why did you let this slide for so many years? He was like, in San Diego or San Francisco, I needed you. Like, what? You could have come to me then. Easily. Like, he talked to you. He's like, yeah, he did. And then he cut me off for months. I just stopped trying. I was like, my goodness. Yeah,
and I think, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I mean, first of all, what Goth is saying here, you knew kids that were getting punched in the chest at that age. Yeah.
Right, square in the chest.
I knew that too. I was basically a decent kid. I didn't have to endure too much discipline because I just didn't do shit like that. I like to be at the library, and most of the times, if you're a kid that's at the library, ain't nobody gonna really fuck with you. Well, nobody in authority, as far as like parents and adult figures, ain't nobody gonna really fuck with you too much. So yeah. Louis, when he goes to see Lestat, damn, what the hell was it I was just about to say? That moment when he asks Louis if he actually was there and present during that conversation with Armand that he had. And keep in mind, again, this was a few decades ago. There's a lot of time that's passed between then and now. And he's asking like, were you actually there? And say, yeah. And he starts going through like all of his emotions from that state. And he remembers that Armand had said Louis hurt himself. And he didn't outright ask him, but he was just saying like were you okay right there? Like what happened? Why? And I don't think Armand reached out to him for anything positive. He legit just wanted to do something to hurt Louis because he was in his feels. And knowing that Lestat knew where he was, just that small of a thing was enough to trigger Louis, because the whole time, if you remember, Louis sitting there like, no, don't tell me nothing. No, don't let me hear you tell him nothing about me. None of that. So yeah, a lot of that was, again, Armand being petty and Armand being selfish as fuck. Like the thing that really pissed me off about what happened with Claudia is in the very beginning, could Armand have stopped that? Yes, he could have. And again, though this is why he's a bullshit asshole, Claudia was already on her way out the door.
They brought her back.
She said, yo, just give me Madeline. This is my chosen. And she has also chosen me.
She's like, one last night between us.
I don't even need you to give me no money in the bank. We don't need none of that. We'll take whatever random savings she has from the shop, and we will just depart and go along our way. You will never have to worry about hearing from me or her ever again. And even that fact, then, that wasn't anything trivial that was being said. She was on her way out the door with her boo.
They literally came back
and
just
you
one last dinner.
The only reason they were still in that town was because they wanted to have that group dinner. You could have just let them leave. You didn't need to do all this shit, but you're such an asshole in your petty bullshit to be the only person in Louis' heart, in Louis' mind. You have to capitalize on everything. And you see Claudia as an obstacle, so you had to get him out the way. You saw Lestat as an even bigger obstacle, so you had to get him out the way. And the best way to do that was to have Louis see that Lestat is a part of the orchestra that killed Claudia.
Yeah.
So
you're right.
Fuck you, Armand.
I think he did.
Hey, let me jump back over here to the chat.
Like, I'm so mad at you. I'm finna tell Lestat that you dying. Lestat was like, wait, hold on. Is he okay? Wait a minute. You still care? I'm off. Hang up phone.
Well, and Lenora's saying, for anyone that's listening and not actually watching the chat later, I think Armand just made a hasty decision because he was frustrated, and at that moment, done with Louis, and he called Lestat to take Louis, but then changed his mind. I can see how that would be true, but I am just of the camp now that no, everything about Armand is fucked up. He's not trying to do anything in any type of kosher way.
Oh, it's not kosher. He was just like, I'm done. You want to kill yourself? Here, take your crunchy ass back to Lestat. Lestat don't want you either because you're crunchy and you're all fucked up. And Lestat was like, wait a minute, is he okay?
Wait, no. Sorry, Louis, my love. Off. My love, are you right? Tell him I love him, Armand. Tell him I love him. And that's when it backfired. That was that Uno reverse, because Armand was not expecting Lestat to do that. Right, because in his brain, he's still remembering Lestat from the theater days back in the day when they were dating. He's remembering that Lestat. No, Lestat has very much been changed because of his life with Claudia and Louis.
He was
he hears from his long lost love. Like, oh, tell him I love him. And Armand pauses like, the fuck you mean you what? And that's when he cuts the connection. So yeah. It's Armand being petty,
like always,
and he didn't know that he could be so easily out pettied by the petty lover twins, as I will call them during season 3.
I mean, at this point, Louis and Lestat, they both come to the realization and agreement of how important Claudia was, and how much they both hurt from that. And they have to sit in that hurt together. And he was like, now that I know everything, now that I know that you tried to, like, you saved me and you were unable to save her, like, from here we can kind of like be cordial. You know what I'm saying? We're not together, We're not
right,
together.
but I'm gonna share these emotions and these tears with you. Come on, give me a hug. I need one. I know you need one too.
Yes,
and we'll see what happens from there.
We're gonna.
And the thing is it looks like Lestat is kind of gearing up for where we see him. Well, if you pull like the random movie verses in, where we see him in Queen of the Damned, where he's just now waking up and he's listening to the music of this new age, and he does say specifically earlier in this in this conversation, the guy that the rat catcher that he likes so much, they're these millennials, they a different breed, they do shit different. I just let them do what they do. He's a great rat catcher. He brings me what I need, and we maybe do a thing every couple months when I want to splurge. That's it.
But yeah, he's definitely gonna be in this mood. He's definitely the season 3 teaser of Lestat. I can't stand him. Fucking hate him.
Is there a teaser out? I haven't watched the teaser yet.
Oh yeah,
I will check it out.
It's funny as hell.
I've been staying away from a lot of trailers because I do want to film reactions for them. So yeah,
it came out like a year or so ago, like right after they finished this season.
I definitely didn't watch then.
And then a lot of people,
I will check that out.
Taylor Swifties were confused about about Lestat talking about Taylor Swift. They thought he was a real artist. They're like, this person doesn't even have anything on Spotify. I'm like, oh, y'all dumb.
And that I agree with Goth. I didn't think Lestat was telling him to tell Louis he loved him and let him know he will never be the one. Yeah, from both of them. And this again is that's the thing. Yeah, he wanted to be the one for Lestat. Nah, he couldn't do that. He wanted to be the one for Louis. Nah, couldn't do that. But for both of them, but for both Louis and Lestat, they're that one.
Toxic as ever.
And let's see. Laura was saying when Lestat asked about Louis Timmy loves him. He was like, "Oh, what about the fact you was supposed to love me? It don't matter. We're not talking about you."
It's right very giving Dream Girls.
That's right.
Love me. Curtis is supposed to love me. Woo! Come on, Effie.
Effie had it going down right there. Yeah. Absolutely.
No, thank you. We don't want your trouble.
Lestat, Louis, and Armand can't be a couple. No, absolutely not. No, they can't.
Lestat and Armand are literally the same people, different color.
Right, that's what I'm saying. If you leave it up to Louis could actually make it work. But with Lestat and Armand in there, absolutely not. They'd be butting heads and putting Louis in the middle of bullshit that Louis had no reason to be in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that could never happen. You're correct.
But then at the end of this, we go back to Daniel and we see him in the middle of an interview and he's talking about his book.
Yes.
And people are like, oh, your book is so fake. Is it real? Is it real happening? He's like, no, the book is real.
And this is where he pulls that Uno reverse on the bullshit clout chasing author, that not the author, but the interviewer. That thought he was gonna get him on here and just talk shit about everything that he wrote. And Daniel, y'all know Daniel was good for a quick clapback.
Always.
And Daniel was not having it at all. He fucked that shit up so bad that the guy was like, okay, well, we'll cut over to Anna now for the weather within like 2 minutes because you couldn't handle that roast, bruh.
No, but
who the fuck are you talking? Who did you know you were talking to?
Then I looked at him. I was like, why does he look weird? He looks sweaty. He looks weird. Why does he got sunglasses on? I was like, did he?
And we find out that he is a little fledgling now.
Yep, Armand had turned his ass in that fight that he didn't leave fast enough from.
Was it Armand that did it?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh wait, hold on. KP, brethren, wagwan.
Hello.
Yo, that interview was hilarious. Yo, Daniel was in his bag right there. He did not let that dude get an inch.
Good. Trying to sit here and make jokes. Funny, huh?
Oh, you thought you was actually gonna gain some clout from trying to get to me? Have you seen my resume, motherfucker? Okay, tell your friends about me. Daniel was not having it. He was not having it.
Okay.
And yeah, so we got through that, and after this interview, we hear him talking to Louis, and it's very interesting. I really love the cleverness of how they played this because Daniel starts out on the phone, but he's not actually talking to Louis on the phone. He's talking to somebody else. And once he closes that phone and the conversation with Louis is continuing, that clues us in to, oh, Daniel a little bit extra now.
A little.
Okay. So his maker, I thought it was Louis, but y'all saying it was Armand. Okay. I'll go back and watch. You're probably right.
Because Armand was mad. He was like, he came in here and destroyed everything I had built over this past 77 years. We were together in this.
You built that shit on a lie, though.
Bubble, now, this little bubble outside of everybody else was just me and him. And here you come in here with this interview.
And that's why everything? That's why I don't give him any quarter, bruh.
That's why he should have
because you knew you built this shit on a lie.
Child, the way the people on the computer were like, get the fuck out now, leave. He was like, what?
And you know what? It makes so much sense. If you go all the way back to season 1, it makes so much sense how Armand was always talking to Daniel. Because I think he knew, he sussed out, he does have a little bit of a foresight as one of his gifts. He sussed out that if this goes down the right angles at the right times, I could be hella exposed.
He was like,
so that was his issue.
He was like, huh? Hi, what you doing?
Yeah, like, you remember what? Who? Are you sure?
You remember? Oh, you remember me? Oh, you saw me? You remember what happened? What happened? Oh, you do remember what happened? Oh.
Okay, see, hold on. Okay, let me explain though. That was basically it. Like, see, what had happened was that was basically that conversation. But after we see Daniel is all the way in the vampire game now, and he's talking to Louis, and it's interesting. I watched the the after show clips that they did, and Daniel, he was saying like it's basically like Daniel is now that little brother that will always be hitting Louis like, hey, did you see this thing? I think maybe you need to change that. Maybe you might want to go talk to somebody about that. I don't know. I mean, that's just what I would do. But he's basically that annoying brother that annoys you, but you know you love him and he loves you. That's why he's fucking with you. Plain and simple. And we end this episode. Oh wait, hold on. Let me jump back over to the chat. Nora say, if it was Louis, he wouldn't have been able to talk to. Yeah. Fair enough. You're right. Because they can't go into their maker's mind. Good catch. Thank you. And we end off this whole thing with what I thought was a banger of a line. And if you have watched the Queen of the Damned movie with Stuart Townsend's version of Lestat and Aaliyah's version of Akasha, this scene and the way it plays out, I think would remind you of how Lestat was coming for the vampires in that movie. And part of it is I wrote down some of the words, but I did ad lib a little bit. Basically, it was like, for all you chump asshole bastards that are in there, because we see Louis, he's listening to the chatter of all the vampires, and he's hearing everything at once, and he was like, hello, I think I need to say something. And we heard voices like, wait, is that him? Oh shit.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
No, he about to wait.
He's like,
hey,
tap. Is this thing on?
Hell, hey, are y'all listening? Hey, my doors are unlocked all the time. I am at such and such address. I do have security and front desk folks at this apartment. It is a secured building, but they're while they are tough to what could be perceived as their enemies, they're very, very amenable folks. They're mellow. They're not. If you come in and you're pleasant and cordial, they're not gonna do nothing to you. So don't be afraid of that. You can come through if you want to. Matter of fact, I even leave the door on my balcony unlocked. And if you are challenged by the sun and maybe you just want to hurry up and try to get somewhere, you can come through. I got that coating that blocks out all those harmful UV rays for all of us, sun challenged folks. And you can come see me. And if you really want to keep talking that bullshit, just like he said to Francis about Claudia, come say that shit to my face.
Exactly.
Runneth up, bitch.
Runneth up.
Thou doth not want these hands.
He was like, I'm here. I'm waiting. My door's unlocked.
Dare you?
My windows are cracked.
The key ain't even under the doormat. The key is not under the doormat because the lock is already open.
Like, everything's here. I'm here. You want to be here? We can be here. But
we can be here. Come see me.
Horn, Leghorn. I tell you what.
The boy, I tell you what.
I tell you what. I say.
But, yo, he said, pull up. Pull up, motherfuckers. Y'all want to keep talking shit? Pull up. And the reason I said this reminds me of Lestat when he woke up in Queen of the Damned is because legit he was asleep. He was bored with all the bullshit. He needed a reset. And I think that for season 3, that might be what we see. In the off season, he's been in the coffin, he's been asleep, and then he heard some shit that was like, oh wait, hey now.
Good morning.
The world might be getting interesting again.
Good morning.
Right. And in Queen of the Damned, we saw him, he got up, and I did appreciate that he was buried with his violin. And he's walking, we see him walking, and then the music kicks up, and he's starting. And yes, again, the basic ad libs that I put on here, you know, my doors are unlocked, as is the balcony door that spares any pain from the sun, you know, for us. Run up if you want to. I own the night. Fade the black.
He's a pimp.
Perfect.
His
Perfect
first
ending.
job was a pimp.
And let's not forget also, he was running shit on the strip. He was the man.
Hilarity.
And all like we said, it was an issue once it really came down to it. But in those few years that we saw, he was running that shit. All of the black folks and all of the Caucasians and all other persuasions they knew Louis' name. They knew he was that dude.
But yeah, that was
so. I appreciate that he tapped back into that original scene. It's kind of just like Lestat. We saw Lestat go back to his square one and come back out, and Louis in his mind, he is back to his square one. So I wouldn't even be surprised if they were both in a band during season 3, and we were in our.
I'm excited,
and we were in our full on. We don't have to have any more past flashbacks. We've built up the stories. We know where the characters are. Let's pop off 2024. Where the fuck are y'all at, and what are you doing now? I mean, give me the episodes of, you know, we knew them back when. But here they are now.
Yeah. It's so good.
It's hard out here for a pimp. I mean, sometimes it ain't.
Why are you bright? Thank you. I'm trying to see if they have a official.
He went back to Pimp Louis, exactly, because that was. I mean, if you really look at it, that was Louis at his best. You know, he was a savvy businessman. He knew how to spit that game, how to hustle. And that was born out of necessity. And yeah, he did that. So I am really, really looking forward to what season 3 is going to give us. And I do believe we had chatted earlier in the season, and someone had said like Lestat does actually have like his own book in the series. So I wouldn't be mad if, just like this season, we got mostly Louis and Lestat at the end. I'm up for the misadventures of Lestat trying to get back in the game, and then we only see Louis for those like last 2 or 3 episodes. I think that would be an awesome thing to do. So yeah, that has been Interview with the Vampire season 2. What will we rate this episode, Meeks? Chat room, toss out a rating system, not just for this episode, but then as the season as a whole. We'll give 2 different scores. Right. Pimp Louis was not to be fooled with. Absolutely. That's why he said, yo, runneth up, bitch. Runneth up. Y'all don't want these hands. Yeah, I think that's spectacular. 10 pimp walks out of 10. I fucks with that. Honestly, see, again, Haymaker, 10. This is why we're friends.
10.
Yes, tens across the board.
Episodes were 10s, and the season for me was 100%. The season for me was a solid 10. It was good. It was so good. It was so well written, so well acted. It was just so good.
Everything was awesome.
Everything was amazing. Everything was awesome. Sorry. That was
what is that from a Lego movie?
Yes, when that first Lego movie came out. Oh my god.
I agree. Yeah, that first Lego movie was a smash.
Everything was awesome.
Totally agree. And oh shit, wait, have I been thinking of that wrong? No, okay, no, I haven't. They just got. I was looking at memes for 10-10-10s across the board, and it brought up RuPaul's Drag Race versus Billy Porter in Pose. But then I remembered that they actually got it from RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah, that nigga
Pimp it ain't easy. See, I mean, if you remember the Chappelle Show, though, there was a Jeopardy question, like, is pimping easy? And one person said no, and the answer was correct. But then somebody else said yes, and the answer was also correct.
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes.
So yes, indeed. And I will also give this episode 10s across the board, as well as the season. This was spectacular. And just like they did with season 1, all of the jumps back and forth in time were done masterfully. The dialogue and the emotion that came through all of the dialogue with the actors, everybody was on point. Everyone understood the assignment. And yes, RIP again, Claudia and Madeline. And I really, really loved Madeline's character. They, for the little bit that she had, they amped her up so much more to me than they did in the original movie. And I really enjoyed all of those characters and how they shone through.
Anything. Oh, can we get anything a month?
I agree. I think it needs to get more recognition also. What are you talking about, Meeks?
I'm trying to find a date. It's supposed to be this year. I haven't seen not a month, not a quarter, nothing. Spring is done. Well, winter is done. Spring is starting.
Is it? Have we had the official first day of spring yet?
It's getting ready to be. It's usually around this time, either this week or next week.
I have to look that up. I don't remember when the spring equinox is.
It's usually on my brother's birthday.
Okay, that would be this weekend. So we'll see Claudia in scene 3 and some flashback scenes. Okay, I could believe that.
Oh, it's tomorrow.
I wouldn't mind that. What's tomorrow?
First day of spring.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah, I'm like, we're in the spring quarter now, so I'm like.
And Goth says, yes, Jacob gave him a motherfucking masterclass in acting. He did. Yes. He did. You know what? I already liked him as Grey Worm on Game of Thrones, but when I listened to the BBC Radio 4 full cast production of Nazi Boys, he played the main character. Actually, technically 2 of the main characters, and he blew me away. That was the first time that I learned that he could sing and that he was actually in a band. I didn't know that before while he was in Game of Thrones, and he smashed it. Everything that I've seen him in after that, I have loved. So yeah, I'm very happy to see his career progressing with this show.
It's so good. It's so
good. Jacob and Sam wearing their best. Oh yeah, absolutely. And Sam, I have not seen anything that he was in, but yeah, he impressed the hell out of me. And I mean, Tom Cruise was all right as Lestat in Interview with the Vampire, but nah, Sam, he did that. He absolutely can. He is my favorite Lestat, 100%.
It's so good.
Stuart Townsend is number 2.
It's so good. Like
everybody was awesome.
I just need them to give me a date so I can prepare myself, because that's an immediate watch. Now that I'm on board, now that I'm caught up, that's an immediate watch. So
I have a question. Have you watched Poker Face with Natasha Lyonne's? Okay. Well, if you do watch it, then I would love to talk about it. I know me, Fandom, and DJ are going to cover it on his channel, because Poker Face season 1 was fucking lit. Y'all, it's this show with Natasha Lyonne. She's kind of like a drifter for her characters, and it's on Peacock. And I don't have Peacock, but I do have other really great sources to allow me to keep up.
Chantal, yes, they were nominated for a bunch of stuff, but they've only won a handful of things. That's trash.
At least they won a few things.
Like the Dorian
said the way Grey Worm was teleporting in Game of Thrones, he must have been. See, you can't put that on him though. No, they fucked that up for everybody. That's why I say, time travel was basically by TARDIS, Game of Thrones, courtesy of Doctor Who, getting you anywhere in the realm that you need to be, no matter physics or time.
Yeah, they didn't win anything like major, which is kind of strange. That's bullshittery. But yeah, they won a couple of awards. They've been nominated a whole lot, but they didn't win.
That's awesome.
The only one.
No, you can't read my poker face. Shut up, John. But no, in all seriousness though, if you haven't watched Poker Face, please go check it out. It's a great show. It's full of absolute lulls and very good spycraft and spinning on storytelling the way they do it. Like Natasha Lyonne's character, she works at a casino at first, then she ends up getting fired, or maybe she has to quit. I don't remember. It's been a while since I watched season 1, but she ends up in her drifter mode. The head of the casino she was at is blaming her for like something that happened with his son, and she's on the run the whole time, and Benjamin Bratt is who is chasing her. So it leads to a whole bunch of misadventures where she ends up solving crimes. She's kind of like her own Scooby-Doo team, and wherever she goes, some random shit happens and she ends up helping to solve it. It's done masterfully. That doesn't sound like much. I'm trying not to give spoilers though. Mm-hmm. It's a good show. Go check it out. It's on Peacock. Season 2 starts May 8th. I may try to do some double streams with DJ, so our discussions go on both of our channels, but we'll see how that works out. So Jacob was on tour with his band. Okay, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, and I didn't know he had a band until I saw what he was doing with the Nazi Boys. So yeah, that has been season 2 of Interview with the Vampire. Mm-hmm. And we will now be fully in for The Wheel of Time and Daredevil. We already did episodes 1 and 2 of Daredevil, and we will be doing episodes 1 and 2 of The Wheel of Time also next week. I'm not sure which day, but yeah, keep your notifications set, and we'll be there. Meeks, I know you got stuff. What you got coming up?
Yeah, of course, Wheel of Time, Daredevil, watching those. I finished Avatar, so I'm taking a break before I start into the live action.
Yes, we're gonna talk about the TV show when she get to it.
Solo Leveling, watching that. I'm still watching Sakamoto Days. I have not dropped that. I'm just lazy. Don't judge me.
Lazy where?
Girl, I'm tired.
You literally watch 1,001 things,
and I'm gonna be putting nothing up. Oh yeah, I watched Yellow Jackets. I'm like a week behind on Yellow Jackets, but I do have content for Yellow Jackets, and season and Chabs season made me want to
agree, Lenora.
That's what I want to do to bitches. What else am I doing? I think that is it for shows. I'm not adding anything new right now. Isn't something else supposed to be coming out this month?
I did watch episode 1 of Star Trek Section 31, but I don't know if you're like a super sci-fi Star Trek.
I'm not into Star Trek or wars.
Okay. Star Wars I like, but I've always been more of a Trek fan.
I feel like there's something else that's coming out at the end of this month.
What chat room, remind us, are we missing something? Because I know Daredevil already started, Wheel of Time already started. Is there something else coming out that we were covering?
I feel like something at the end of the month.
And we do still also have our backlog. We will eventually talk about Squid Game season 2, and Twisted Metal. I know was also on our list. There's a few things that have come out that we haven't done yet, but they will be eventually. White Lotus. I don't know what that's about, actually.
I have not watched it. I know, but I don't know if that's going to be in there. Oh yeah, I gotta watch Paradise, but I feel like, hold on, let me see. I know I feel like there's something else that was supposed to have come out at the end of this month.
Yeah, nothing I could think of off the top of my head right now. The Last of Us. That's coming out the beginning of next month. So yeah, I do not watch You. I have heard that a lot of people love it, but I don't know. Yeah, there's something about him. Yeah, there are times where I will root for who is supposed to be the perceived villain, like Dexter. If Dexter was real and you put me on that jury, I'm gonna say not guilty every time. But you, that dude, no, I don't think that's something we should be really glorifying right there.
Yeah, Last of Us is April 13th.
April 13th for The Last of Us. Okay, cool.
I don't see anything. Oh yeah, Devil May Cry. It's on April 3rd.
That's video game, right? Isn't that a like spooky sci-fi game?
Not
I think I'm about the right one. What's it? What's the premise?
Fantasy. It's more fantasy, not sci-fi. Pretty much you gotta beat. I want to say maybe demons, maybe. I can't remember. I only played it one time a long time ago, and it was like for 5 minutes, and I was like, I can't do this, and I gave it to my brother. But I did not.
I keep thinking that when spooky season comes up, I might want to do some random walkthroughs of spooky games, but then I go back and I watch playthroughs of not The Last of Us, but damn it, what the hell's the name of that one?
Resident Evil.
No, I can handle Resident Evil. Outlast. Yeah, Outlast. When I go back and watch some of my favorite, like all the way through walkthrough vids, I'm like, one, you can't fight in those types of games. You have to like just run and hide, and even when you hide, sometimes you might still get got, and they're by some very creepy individuals, and I don't like that. No, thank you.
I'd like to play horror games where I have a gun.
Yeah, where I can fight a gun, or at least a knife.
Ping pow, very least. That's what I want to do. That is what I want to do. But yeah, so that's all I have.
Handmaid's Tale come out next month. I haven't watched The Handmaid's Tale.
I'm good. That's real life right now.
Yeah. I don't need that. No, thank you.
But yeah, on my gaming channel is where I'm doing most of the bigger things right now.
Yeah. Meeks actually has some specials for her B-Day coming up, so absolutely check that out.
It's a year-long project, so I've started on it, but I'm going to start posting for that on my birthday. So
word up.
It's about to be a thing.
Indeed.
I still have to film an announcement video, but yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Listen.
Word. All right. So yeah, stay tuned. As we said, we'll be on tomorrow with DJ and Fandom talking about something. I don't know what yet. I think we have a game session on trivia next Friday coming up, and then next week for me, Meeks, and Lady D, possibly Sphinx, will be jumping in full force to Daredevil and Wheel of Time. Season 3 for the Wheel of Time, is that it? Yeah, season 3 for the Wheel of Time, and season 1 for Daredevil Born Again. And we've watched the opening episodes. It was a blast, especially when we did the Wheel of Time sneak peek of episode 1 together in a chat room. It was pretty fun. So we will probably try to incorporate that on both of our channels at some point in the future, see how we can coordinate it, because it's always hella fun. We can talk to you people doing a watch along.
Well, I don't know how that's gonna happen because they come out at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
I'll be having to watch it immediately.
I mean, I can set alarms. I can set alarms, but we know B be momming, so for those runs we will not have her on. I know for sure. But yeah, we'll work it out. We'll see what we can do for y'all so we can keep the lulls flowing. If you have a spare moment on this upcoming Friday, please send some positive vibes into the ether, because as some of y'all already know, your girl's going through for her citizenship test. So it should be an easy thing. We're pretty confident about where we are with being able to answer the questions that could be asked. But yeah, please pray for your girl if you're so entwined, because she's getting scary out here for immigrants. Even the ones that are here legally and have always been here legally, like myself. So yeah, if you see random sad faces on social media from me on Friday, then you'll know I'm probably going to go into hiding for some time to escape ICE. And I say that jokingly, but from the things I've been seeing and hearing from folks, it's scurry, because a lot of folks that are here legally are still getting caught up in that whole rigmarole. And I cannot stress enough how scary that situation is. So for anyone that's watching that has seen this happening in the news and you can't possibly relate to it that much because you don't know anyone that's going through it, you know me, and that this is something that me and my mom and a few other of my family have to deal with. Even though we have always been here legally, we came in legally, we've been here legally, it does not mean that we're safe in the environment of the US right now. So please hook us up, positive vibes again. And hopefully I'll be back here streaming again next week freely and not having to worry about nonsense. But yeah, I will keep everyone posted. Actually, if I have to go into hiding, Meeks will keep you posted because I'll send her a message. So yeah, come back next week. We're contemplating maybe doing something for Wheel of Time over the weekend because we do have a few episodes to talk about. So we might not be able to cram that into 1 week. We may do something on the weekend. Yeah, and that's a lot. That's a lot. We can't be streaming for that long on a school night.
That's half the season.
Indeed. So keep up though, because your favorite green, brown, and yellow Ajas, we will be here. Me, myself, Meeks, and Lady D talking about all of the tomfoolery, battling against the Black Aja and all of the Dark One's minions. So thank you again for hanging with us, folks. It's always a great time. Appreciate y'all being here. Leave a like and a subscribe, and spread this across the realm because we're trying to grow. Y'all know we just hit the 1K. It's been great. We're growing, and we want to be able to do some more cool stuff with you guys. So catch y'all in the next one. Peace out.
Bye.